Hi, this is Victor Gamov of Confluent, and in this lesson I will show you how you can set up a new Spring Boot project for Kafka and use it with Confluent Cloud. Let's get to it. We're gonna start at one place where you can start all your new Spring Boot projects. It's start.spring.io. For this, we're gonna be using Gradle project, and we will stick to Java today. We're gonna use stable version of Spring Boot. By the time of recording, it was 2.4.5. Let's put some of the group ID and artifact ID and name of the projects here. So I'm gonna be using IO Confluent developer naturally. Let's call it Spring C Cloud. Keep the name like this. We say demo project for Spring Boot with Confluent Cloud, and we need to fix this package here. I'm gonna be using Java package in jar. I'm gonna be using Java 11. In this case, I also need to add a few more dependencies. We're gonna be starting with Spring Boot for Apache Kafka for Kafka streams. We're also going to be using Spring Cloud Stream later in this lesson, so we will use this as a dependency here as well. We add Lombok because we're going to be using Java, but I also want to remove some of the boilerplate code. I'm going to use Lombok, and one last but not least, reactive web for Spring Boot. In some of the lessons, I will show you how we can expose certain services through the REST, and this is what we're going to be using. So once we're ready, I click generate and download zip archive on my computer. And I'm going to my terminal, and I need to unzip it. I'm going to my downloads folders, and I will click unzip Spring Cloud. And I open my IDE in this folder. While this project is opening in my IDE, let's switch to Confluent Cloud. You can open your browser and navigate to your Confluent Cloud account. This is important to know that to use this, you need to have your account created. You can pause this video right now, go to Confluent Cloud, sign up this. You can find the promo code in the description below in this video. And after that, you can return to this video and continue to this lesson. All right? Do it right now. So you have already created your new account in Confluent Cloud. You might see some default environment, and it's okay to stick to default environment. I like to have environments for different use cases. In this particular case, for my Spring Kafka, I already have Spring Kafka environment. So in this environment, I will create a new cluster that we're going to be using in this lesson and some other lessons that we're going to be teaching in this course. So I'm click get starting with the cluster. I'm going to be using standard cluster. I'm going to start begin the configuration. I will stick with the Google Cloud. US East is closer to me. I'm on the East Coast in the United States. US East 4. I will be using single zone. Click continue. I'll call it Spring Kafka 0. Maybe I will be using some new cluster, so it's always good to put index here. And when I click a launch cluster, I should be able to use this cluster in my application. Now, to connect my Spring Boot application, I need to do a few more things here. If I go to clients, and I'll find this button here called Spring Boot. When I click it, it will be populated with some of the template that you will use to configure your Spring Boot application. In this particular case, you can see there's two things: cluster API key and cluster API secrets are missing here. So we want to replace it with the real values. So I'm going ahead here, and I can say Spring Kafka lesson. And I click continue, and now my key and API password were populated here. So what I do here, I'm just go ahead and copy these things here and go into my project. In my project, I will find this application.properties, and this is where I need to put my configuration for this project. There would be a Bootstrap server, some of the security credentials, and this is how you configure your project to use with Confluent Cloud. In the next lesson, I will show you how you can use this project that we just configured and connected to Confluent Cloud to send messages and receive messages from Confluent Cloud.